What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome to the next episode of the Last Whistle podcast, man. Today we have day 2 of our divisional round matchups, man. Two very exciting games that a lot of fans have been waiting for, and with the ending of last night, these Philly and Giants games, it's about time that we go into today with some high quality football, and we finished today this division round with some high quality football as we gear up and begin to transition to the AFC and NFC championship games. As you know, we are 2-0 in yesterday's predictions. We did pick the Chiefs to beat the Jaguars, pretty easy decision there, and then we went with the Eagles to defend home field, defend Philly against the G-Men, which ultimately did happen. So we are 2-0 on this weekend. We're trying to finish 4-0. So with that being said, we are going to talk about our first game at 3 o'clock. The Bills and Bengals winner goes to face the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. And honestly, this game is gonna, I think it's gonna be very high scoring. I don't think that any defense is well enough to necessarily stop the other team from scoring. However, with the injuries that the Bengals have had to their offensive line in the last weeks and how they've looked, they've kind of resorted back to the Bengals that we saw last year offensive line, where Joe Burrow was getting hit, he was getting sacked a lot, but somehow he was still able to make it work. And the very same thing could happen on Sunday. However, I believe that the Bills have a more serviceable defense than the Bengals. I think that the Bills' impact on the Bengals offense is going to be greater than the Bengals' defense on the Bills' offense. And the only way that I can see the Bengals winning this game is if Josh Allen continues to turn the ball over 2-3 times and the Bengals begin to score. You cannot give this team, much like the Chiefs, you cannot give this team extra possessions, because they will beat you if you end up chasing behind a 2-possession game, 3-possession game. So it's best that they try to keep this close, limit the turnovers. Josh Allen has to limit the turnovers, maybe 1 interception, not 2, not 3, not 4. Protect the football. Use your legs. Don't try to do nothing too crazy. Take what's there. And defensively, I know that this would be a completely different game with Von Miller being healthy, I feel like, especially with the injuries to the Bengals offensive line. But these are two of the highest scoring offenses, two of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, not even in the AFC, in the NFL. The name the stars. You got Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase. You got T. Higgins, Gabriel Davis. There's just so many stars. The stars are out. Our stars are going to be out in this game for sure. But I believe that the Bills, this is the game that they lock in. They show what the Buffalo Bills are all about, because they know that next week they have a chance at going to Kansas City and knocking off Kansas City. And I feel like they're more waiting for that Kansas City almost like redemption game than they will be. And that could very well work against them. But I believe that this is a team that's well coached with Sean McDermott, and I think that this is a team that will very well go in to this game confident. They will win this game. I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. Bills Mafia. Let it come through. So we got our Bills hat on. See that right there? Now for the game that we all want to see, man. America's game, America's team. This is a rivalry, man. This is a history game right here. This goes back to the 90s. Charles Haley, Neon Dion. The 49ers versus the Cowboys. It just doesn't get, it doesn't, in terms of NFL history, it's not a whole lot of games that have the history of two franchises that ran decades. And the only people that could take themselves out was each other, the Cowboys and the 49ers, man. So this game, it's really, when you look at this game, who makes the least amount of mistakes? Dak Prescott or Brock Purdy? Brock Purdy has played almost damn near flawless football. 6-0 as a starter. We know what the coaching staff in San Francisco is with Kyle Shanahan and the offense, that he can just run basically any play at will. You got Debo, you got Christian McCaffrey, you got Brandon Ayuk. There's much like the Bills and Bengals game, the stars are out, but this is like stars to the next level on this offense right here. You got Trent Williams, who most likely is going to be, I mean, obviously you can't move a left tackle from one side to the other, but best believe that the Cowboys are going to try to keep Micah off of Trent Williams' side as much as possible. They are not going to want Micah, as much as he's your best pass rusher, I don't think that they're going to want him to be on the side of Trent Williams. You'll see it early on in the game. You'll see it try to establish itself, and maybe Trent will get beat, but this is the best left tackle in football and one of the best pass rushers in football. So you know it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. Parsons may win some. Trent Williams may win some. I think where this game is won, like I said in the beginning, who turns the ball over less. Dak Prescott, outside of last week's amazing performance against the Buccaneers, has been a turnover machine. You know what I'm saying? And it would be wrong to say, okay, he's got the turnover bug out of him off of one game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team that we all know is not that good. So I really think that we have to see what Dak Prescott we're going to get on the Dallas side, but I believe that the 49ers defense, and I know that in the last couple of weeks they've slacked off. They haven't been that dominant, suffocating defense that they were in the first couple, but I definitely think that the 49ers defense are going to lock back in for this game. I think they're going to lock back in for this game. This is this is probably the best 49ers team that we've seen in the last couple of years to go to the Super Bowl, to be a Super Bowl contending team. I mean, offensively, there's weapons out the wazoo. Defensively, I mean, you got the best linebacker in football. You got Dre Greenlaw. You got the best pass rusher of the year right here. Defensive Player of the Year, Nick Bosa. You got Eric Armstead in there on the D-line. So it's going to be a dogfight for the Cowboys offensive line. We're going to see how Tyler Smith holds up going up against Nick Bosa. We're going to see how Tyron Smith also goes up against Nick Bosa. But I just think that the 49ers are going to force turnovers. And with the way that Brock Purdy is playing, not saying that he's going to play a perfect game, but the Cowboys have to really do something defensively. They have to really, without a shadow of a doubt, show up and pressure Brock Purdy. You have to make Brock Purdy, You have to make Brock Purdy a participant in this game. Do not let him just hand it off, throw it short, and let his weapons do the work. Make him become a participant. Make him have to make the reads, the intermediate, deep throws down the field. Give him something to think about. Don't make his job so easy. You know what I'm saying? And for Dak Prescott, don't overdo it, man. Don't overdo it. You played an amazing game last week where we saw you use your legs. We saw you make amazing throws. Tony Pollard is basically running back one on the Cowboys now. CeeDee Lamb, you got to have a game. I think that the Cowboys, even though they have less targets, they have a more, I don't want to say more big play potential, but they mesh more. And the reason why I say that is because they have a veteran quarterback at the position who knows how to handle this, who should know how to handle this. And hopefully he goes into this game and doesn't lay a goose egg. Much like Josh Allen, no 2 interceptions, no 3 interceptions. You throw that, you lose this game. Point blank, period. It's going to be hard enough to score already as it is against the San Francisco 49ers defense. And with that being said, I'm going San Fran to the NFC Championship game to meet Philly. In the NFC Championship game, that will be a dogfight. Philly, Brock Purdy gets it done. The Cowboys go home another disappointing year. And we will see what that leads for the Cowboys and what they believe of Dak Prescott going into the offseason and what they do with the roster. But I'm picking the 49ers. So for our NFC and AFC Championship game, we have the Buffalo Bills and Kansas City Chiefs at a neutral site. And then we have the 49ers and Philadelphia Eagles in Philly for a head-to-head matchup, a head-to-head powerhouse matchup. I appreciate you guys for tuning into today's video. Make sure you guys hit that like button, push those push notifications, so that you know when I'm dropping a video. We are going to complete this divisional round weekend and heading strong to the AFC Championship game. Appreciate you guys for watching. Peace.